today we're going to start talking about chapter 6. So chapter 6 is going to introduce some new things about multiplication and division. So we're going to go over first some of the vocabulary words for the chapter. So you've got the vocabulary cards in your packets. And so we're going to just go over them together because you've got the same pages in your book that I do. Alright, so a composite number is a whole number that's bigger than 1 that has more than 2 factors. Now, if you remember, a factor is a number, the numbers that are multiplied to get an answer in multiplication. To get a product. That's the answer to a multiplication problem. Okay, so a composite number has more than more than 2 factors. I apologize. More than 2 factors. So like 8, right? There's more than one way that you can get 8. You could do 1 times 8. That's 2 factors. You could also do 2 times 4. So it's got 4 factors. So it's got more than 2. So that is a composite number. So a composite number is a number that you can multiply more than just 2 numbers to get it. Okay, we're going to, so that's composite. We're going to jump down in your, if you're looking at your vocabulary cards, we're going to jump down to prime number because those are the two that kind of go hand in hand. So a prime number is a number, a whole number greater than 1 that it only has 2 factors, 1 and itself. Okay, so this is 2. The only way you can multiply to get 2 is 1 times 2 or 2 times 1. Now that's not 4 factors, right? Because the 1 times 2 and the 2 times 1, well, those are the same 2 numbers, right? 1 and 2, 2 and 1. Okay, so 2 is a prime number. 3 is a prime number. The only way you can multiply and get 3 is 1 and 3. Now you can flip them, right? But it's still those same 2 factors. 11 is a prime number, which is the example it gives you on your vocabulary card. The factors of 11 are 1 and 11, and that's the only way you can multiply to get 11, is 1 and 11. You can flip them, but it's still, 1 and 11, boop, it's still 1 and 11, even though they're flipped. So, prime numbers, the only factors they have are 1 and itself. Composite numbers have more than 2 factors, have more than just 1 in itself. Okay, this is 4, right? Because you can do 2 times 2 as well as 1 times 4. This is 25 because you can do 5 times 5 as well as 1 and 25. So, and there are some numbers that there are, more than just 4 factors. So if it is an even number, any even number besides 2 is a composite number. Because 2 is also a factor, right? 4, 6, 8 you can get by multiplying 2. Any number, any multiple of 5, any number that you can multiply by 5 to get bigger than 5, because 5 is a prime number, but 10, 15, 20, 25, all of those also have a factor of 5, so those are composite. So, a factor pair. A factor pair are the 2 factors that, when you're multiplying, get you the result that are given in a given product. So if I give you the product, the answer of 8, which is what they give you here, factor pair for 8 would be 2 and 4. That is one of the factor pairs for 8. Now there is another one, 1 times 8. Okay, there's always going to be at least one factor pair, 1 and the number. But for composite numbers, there's going to be more than one factor pair. All right. Divisible, the word divisible. A number is divisible by another number when the quotient, the answer to division, is a whole number and the remainder is 0. So if you've got nothing left over, then the number is divisible. So they give you this one. 48 divided by 4 equals 12, and there is no remainder. So 48 is divisible by 4. You can divide it by 4 and get a whole number without anything left over. A multiple. Multiples are the products of a number and any other number. So if I want the multiples of 4, I'm going to multiply 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the multiples are 1 times 4, whatever that answer is, and then 2 times 4, whatever that answer is. Those answers are the multiples of 4. If I want the multiples of 2, I do 1 times 2, and then 2 times 2, and then 3 times 2. And those answers are the multiples of 2. All right, a rule. A rule in math tells how numbers or shapes in a pattern are related. So, in this line of numbers, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, the rule is add 3. Okay, so that tells you, what the pattern is going to be. So 24, my next number, well, my rule is add 3. So 24, add 3 more, 24, 25, 26, 27 would be my next number. Okay, in a pattern of shapes, my rule is triangle, hexagon, square, rhombus. So after a rhombus, my next one is going to be another triangle. Okay, so the rule tells you what the pattern is. Now, sometimes you're going to be asked to find the rule instead of just using the rule to find the next number. All right, so that is the new vocabulary for Chapter 6. And you're going to be using those vocabulary words to finish the vocabulary page. And that is, that's it for the introduction to Chapter 6. I'm sorry, I keep saying lesson. To Chapter 6, your vocabulary section. That's the first part that you're going to do for Chapter 6. So I hope this helps, and we'll see you next time with Lesson 6.1. Bye!